So it seems that Jennifer Lawrence has recently had a brush with an SJW or two online, and she had to tell them, no, silly SJWs, this isn't evidence of me being treated in a sexist manner. I'm a big girl now and I can take care of myself. Hopefully this will open her eyes and be a bit of a red pill moment for her. In other words, it'll help her realize just how delusional and paranoid these people are. Again, hopefully. If you're wondering about the term, red pill, by the way, it's a reference to a famous scene from the film The Matrix. Anyway, this is how Jennifer Lawrence may have just been red-pilled. Jennifer Lawrence is right. Crying sexism where there is none distracts from real issues. No, sexism wasn't the reason Lawrence was photographed wearing a dress in cold weather. People were quick to blame sexism for a photo of Jennifer Lawrence that showed her wearing a dress without a coat with a group of men who were wearing coats, and she's calling the whole controversy offensive and ridiculous. And it is. Because as you'll see, the criticisms that the photo got were implying that Miss Lawrence had no agency of her own. And I'm not talking about the kind of agency that find her movie and TV roles either. The idea behind the criticism was basically that Lawrence was somehow forced to go coatless and be freezing because of the patriarchy. Which doesn't exist. For the uninitiated, the patriarchy is basically a conspiracy theory held by some modern feminists in which they believe that men are basically running everything, everywhere, right down to the smallest micromanaging detail in order to hold women down. I wouldn't be surprised if some of them even believed that this patriarchy held secret meetings like Spectre from the Bond movies. This is such a quietly depressing and revealing image. Not least because I've been outside today and it's bloody freezing. The implication of course being that she was somehow bullied or pressured into removing a coat for the photo or not wearing one at all. And by extension, that she has no agency of her own, and was just some poor, helpless little woman, who couldn't have said no, if she'd wanted to. Yeah, because that's how you get to be a successful, award-winning Hollywood actress worth over $100 million, isn't it? By being meek. Lawrence, however, quickly shut it down with this statement on her Facebook page. Good. Wow, I don't really know where to get started on this Jennifer Lawrence wearing a revealing dress in the cold controversy. This is not only utterly ridiculous, I am extremely offended. That Versace dress was fabulous. You think I'm going to cover that gorgeous dress up with a coat and a scarf? I was outside for 5 minutes. I would have stood in the snow for the dress because I love fashion and that was my choice. Exactly. That was her choice, not anyone else's. Hers. I mean, I wouldn't have done it in her position. But I'm not her. If she wants to do it, that's fine. If she doesn't, that's also fine. This is sexist, this is ridiculous, this is not feminism. No, it's faux feminist extremism. As practiced by SJWs who were probably indoctrinated into believing in the existence of the patriarchy by their gender studies professors. Overreacting about everything someone says or does, creating controversy over silly innocuous things such as what I choose to wear or not wear, is not moving us forward. It's creating silly distractions from real issues. Get a grip, people. Everything you see me wear is my choice. And if I want to be cold, that's my choice too. Yes, she's hit on the real point in all this there. The more that SJWs kick up big fusses over things that don't matter in the slightest, the more that the real issues get lost amongst all the noise and the less attention those real issues get. Lawrence is completely right. First of all, the idea that anyone would see that photo and immediately assume that either Lawrence had not been allowed to wear a coat or that she was too afraid to wear a coat, rather than that she had simply decided to not wear one, is absolutely ridiculous. It is also, as Lawrence said, very offensive to believe she would have done that out of fear. Thinking that a successful professional woman like her would be too weak and afraid to have worn a coat if she wanted to wear a coat is a slap in the face to her agency and strength. Indeed it is, but that's what modern SJW feminism, or rather, faux feminist extremism, is these days. It gives women no credit for having any agency of their own. The critics' absurd assumptions about Lawrence's coatlessness when there was a very obvious, non-sexist explanation, prove that we have become a culture that is actively nitpicking to find sexism in things that could very easily be explained otherwise, and Lawrence is correct that this distracts from the real issues. Yes. In fact, it occurs to me that you could replace the word sexism in that paragraph with the word racism, and it would still hold true. But this is what the colleges and universities are indoctrinating, and I do mean indoctrinating, their students into believing these days. In my years of writing about political correctness, I've seen everything called sexist, from hating pumpkin spice lattes to the word to the small chairs in preschools, and the hysteria does nothing whatsoever to help women. No, it actively hurts us. After all, if you're quick to call anything and everything under the sun sexist, then people are going to be much more hesitant to take the word seriously when it's used in a serious manner. These people are using it in a serious manner. That's the problem. As the journalist says, it creates a boy who cried wolf type scenario. And we all know what happened there.